Alrighty, this is gonna be interesting. I have a lot of thoughts to say about this. Hey everyone, I'm Egoqueenalexis and welcome back to the channel. Today we got a brand new update for the Sisters of Battle. We got Retributors now. So if you don't know, Retributors are one of the go-to sisters for Sisters of Battle. Essentially everything that isn't Celestians and Repentia are pretty much a go-to for Sisters of Battle, but Retributors have always made it into my lists and have always been pretty solid in my lists. I usually take 3 squads with heavy bolters. So keep that in mind. I think it's absolutely amazing. So today, we get our first look at them. And before we look at them, I want to say I'm a little disappointed. Yeah. Okay. It's time for some retribution. When it comes to Adeptus Sororitas, this of course means squads of battle sisters wielding massive guns. That's right, today we're looking at Retributors! Exciting. Many of you may remember that when we first announced that we were making new Adeptus Sororitas range, we showed you a few examples of their weapons and war gear, including a certain heavy bolter, which the heavy bolter looks absolutely amazing. I really like this heavy bolter. I really liked it. Now, that being said, I'm not too keen on the sister actually holding it. Now, I don't know, I'm slightly disappointed in it. So, let's talk about this for a second. Biggest thing is she has a targeter array in her head. I think that's absolutely awesome. I love the armor's top. I think that's really cool. I do like that the cloak underneath goes over her arms. I think that's really cool. I do like the gloves and everything. But what is this? Like, this looks like they stopped halfway through doing the mold. It looks bad. It looks really bad. I don't like this Retributor. I like the legs. I like the heels. I think those are cool. They're almost flats, but they're still heels. I love the heavy bolter, to be honest. But that's... like... hang on. Let me take a look at something really quickly. Jump over to Games Workshop really quickly. Adeptus Sororitas. And let's grab our Retributor squad. Where are you, Retributors? Okay, where's the sister with a heavy bolter? Like, aside from this thing's atrocious face, this looks better. Like, minus the head. Like, honestly, I'm gonna say it. I prefer the older sister. Like, I enjoy the breastplate. This to me just it I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the helmet design either, like, now that I look at it more. Alright, but maybe the other one's different. No, the other one with the heavy flamethrower honestly looks worse. Like... I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of these sisters. What were you saying, Kingpin?
Oh, I was going to say, like, personally, for the first one, the thing that throws it off for me for the sculpt is the side of the helmet where that weird, like, circle is with the lines in it. It makes it almost look like some kind of, like, Vox walkie-talkie thing. I feel like that definitely throws off a lot of the helmet sculpt, because the targeting reticle's fine. It's just that weird piece.
Yeah. I don't know, and everybody knows I'm a huge Sister of Battle fan. I have 7,000 points easy. I plan to get that to 10,000 points, but I don't know. I'm like, that's not a corset. That's the other thing. They're supposed to be in corsets. The second one just looks bad. I don't like the way that she's holding her heavy bolter. It doesn't make any logical sense. Well, I like the way she's holding the heavy bolter. I don't like the way she's holding the heavy flamethrower. Like, why would you be leaning forward with a heavy flamethrower? You'd honestly be leaning back to get as much support as you can. Now, looking over, we have the Cherub. Now, something cool about this, and I do want to point this out. Cherubs and Devastator squads allow one of them to, once per game, shoot again. Which is really good. So that's cool. So I do like the Cherub, although it kind of looks like the Penguin from the second Batman movie. But going back to this, yeah, we can almost guarantee that the heads are going to be two pieces. Like, it's either going to be helmeted or unhelmeted. If you're doing Order of Our Martyred Lady, you might want to do mostly unhelmeted because they have to earn their helmet. We also have a couple of the winners for the Dipta Sororitas giveaway. Good going to these guys. None of them are me, and none of them are names that I recognize. So I think it's cool that they got this army, and I that's honestly awesome. But I don't know. LMFO, sister fans wait forever for GW to release new sisters, and GW the bed with the sculpts. I like the Catachan sculpt. I'd like new Catachan sculpts at some point. I don't know. It's just older sister minus the head. Like, replace the head. And yeah. Now I'm picturing all of the cherubs having the voice of Danny DeVito. Yeah. Actually, that's who he looks like. Oh my god.
He isn't wrong.
It's just Danny DeVito. No, but what's the other one? The Raging Heroes?
It'd be Raging Heroes, yeah.
Okay, let's type that in really quickly.
We have Morin saying hello from Australia.
Hello! How are you? I hope you're doing well. But, like, let's take a look at their sisters really quickly. Because this is a third party. First the heels and now the corsets. What next? I know, right? But it's like, look at their sister of battle with heavy flamethrower. That looks better. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This sister, this right here, versus this. Also, the picture doesn't get bigger. It gets smaller when you click on it. I don't know how I feel about this, because I know they have one with a heavy bolter as well, somewhere. Well, their version of the heavy bolter. But it's like all of these girls are in dynamic poses and everything. And we get this bog standard sister of battle in the exact same pose that she was in back in the day. Now, to me, that's laziness. They simply took off the weapons, scanned the model, put it in a 3D thing, and then added to it. They probably sized her up, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't like it. The heavy bolter is cool. Well, it's a game targeted at men. I'll admit that Canoness can step on... Ugh, that's creepy. Looks like old-style Arbortes. It does. And I don't get why they would suppress the breasts, seeing as armor is supposed to emphasize the warrior beneath it. Like, armor only has a certain range of protection. And a lot of armor from medieval times, medieval being, I think, like 12th century to 16th century, emphasized the man under it. So with sisters, with women, it would emphasize the woman under it. You would see armor with breasts on it. Like you see armor with abs and nipples on it and dicks. And I'm not even kidding. That's not me making, jokes about armor and everything. That's actual historical fact. Armor had gigantic cod pieces on it to emphasize the man underneath it. So if you applied that same logic to a sister, she would emphasize her hourglass shape and her butt and her breasts because it's meant to be a woman. It's meant to emphasize that it's a woman. The armor still protects it, but still it's... Shadiversity did a really good example of this. And this right here, this is terrible armor. Like, maybe I'm not seeing something, but this looks like she's not even an A cup. And if that's the case, that's going to be very uncomfortable armor, first off. I could not wear that armor. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Like, that is an impossibility for me. Like, granted, my sister battle armor has large breasts on it. It has much larger than mine, and I want to size it down. But I don't want to size it down so that it's flat. This is flat armor. And flat armor takes shots directly to the chest and dies. Like, everybody who jokes around about the breastplate, which would deflect bullets directly into the heart, first off, the heart is not in the center of the chest. Second off, the chest, that part of the chest is the hardest part of the chest. Third off, you would have all of that other surrounding deflecting, because rounded surfaces are better for that. I mean, if they went for, like, a V, I would be okay. If they went like this with the armor, so that it still had a V shape, but still, like, feminine looking, it would be cooler. But, like, I compare it to the other more dynamic characters that are being released by, like, Raging Heroes, which makes the... In my opinion, I like Raging Heroes. I don't want to use them for Sisters of Battle. I actually want to use them for Inquisition. That, in my opinion, aside from the face, no one can sculpt female faces. Looks better than this. And it's also, I think she's, $13 at most.
Yeah.
All right, so let me read some of these comments really quickly. Disappointing that after all of this time, the sisters resculpt and they are lackluster. Well, this sister is particular, and I'll tell you right now, I don't want it. Like, I won't be buying that sister. There is no reason for me to buy that sister. I have 12 heavy bolter sisters. I was fully intending to replace every single one of them with brand new sisters. But if it's in the exact same pose and lacks detail, I don't want it. Like, and it fully lacks the detail of the armor. All right, let's see.
I think Rockstar made an interesting point earlier. Maybe that's like part of the halberd, or it's like that's part of the cloth or something that's around her.
Maybe.
Because I mean, like the way that it looks like to me is that it's not so much like the breastplate itself is warped, but there's like so little detail on it. Maybe it's like under a cloth or something. Like that, it's connected to the part that's like going between the legs and like the.
Let's hope. All right. What do we have? Something like Cassandra from DA is what women armor should look like. I don't know what DA is.
Yeah, I tried looking and I don't know what that is.
I only hope that this is not the final design. They should remove the breasts in the first place. No, that isn't true at all. They shouldn't get rid of the breasts at all. Female soldiers were a thing. In fact, Joan of Arc was actually quite an accomplished soldier.
I think they're you.
Probably. That's why Space Marines are men. I don't get that joke. That and testosterone is a potent combat drug. It's not, though. It could just be really thick cloth. Let's hope so. There would be some decorations on it. Well, there is some decorations on it. Oh, man, I'm hoping that's a separate piece then. I don't know. I have 12 battle sisters. I have 12 heavy bolter battle sisters. I have 2 heavy flamethrower battle sisters. I might just keep going with what I have versus getting new, and I keep comparing it to third-party sisters. Which is like, why would I get anything else? I honestly prefer the look of the regular Sisters of Battle. Like, granted, I don't like the faces of the old sisters. They look awful. Especially the Dialogus, but that's technically not... That is a Sister of Battle, but she's not an Ordo Militant. But, like, you look at the helms of these sisters, they look better. And it's just like... I don't know. Like, the paint jobs on the old sisters don't look the best on the faces. I bet if they actually had new faces and everything, they'd look better. But...
White.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. White was making a comment that I think you might agree with. He says, "Yeah, it might be cloth. The boob plate on the Seraphim have more detail."
That is true. Like, the boob plate on the Seraphim is way more detailed. And I do like that.
Like maybe they're wanting the Devastators to have more of like a heavier aesthetic.
Maybe.
Like more of a blockier aesthetic.
But even that doesn't make sense. They should be just as swift as their standard battle sisters.
Well, I mean, because I feel like they're wanting to apply, like, try to like gain more people that aren't really in the hobby that know a lot about the lore for that. So when you think of a heavy support unit, you're thinking of something big, blocky, and bulky. So like even like the Devastator squads for normal Space Marines, those guys look like they're carrying like 500 tons of ammunition in that heavy bolter. So maybe they're wanting to kind of simulate that, but without losing the the aesthetic of the Sisters of Battle themselves. Because with the way that the boot plate is, and if it is a cloth, makes her look a tad bulkier, which I feel like is the reason why you're not really a fan of the models. At least my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I could fully agree on that. All right, let's see. What else do we have the comments saying? This is, like I've always said, the Sister of Battle models are the best 40k models. I fully agree with that. I love the aesthetic of the Sisters of Battle. Like, aside from a few of their faces, I think the sisters still hold up over time. Also, another thing is, this kind of shows that it is a 32 millimeter base because the feet hang off versus the old sisters where their feet are fully on the base. Actually, their feet hang off the base in some of them. But I don't know. I'm a little bit disheartened by this. It's like dynamic posed, static, dynamic, static. And what's funny is they're doing the same exact leg motion. Well, this one is. But this one looks way more dynamic than this one.
Maybe it's an homage to the old model.
It is an homage to the older model. That's exactly what it is. But at the same time, it's just like... I don't know, there's like pieces of the armor that are missing in my opinion. Like the second shoulder pad that comes down and covers part of the arm is gone. The hand has a glove on it. Like, this girl is honestly just has some power armor on top of a dress. Like, she has the leg portion of the armor. She has a glove on. She has 2 gloves on, the dress on, and then just the top piece. She looks so under-armored. Alright, let's see. Power dress. Well, that is a thing in 40k. You can get an underlining mesh armor, which is as tough as flak armor. In fact, that's what my role-playing character wears. But it's like, I don't get it. They made Celestine, and Celestine is absolutely amazing and has the boobs and everything. It looks incredible. But then you look at this, it doesn't even look like the same army at this point. I think I prefer the static pose for my normal units unless I'm working with an elite. Yeah, that makes sense. But I like all of my sisters actually running. Like, I even have my Dreadnought pose so that he's actually, like, moving. I don't like static poses. I don't like things that look like they're just standing there. It's personally why I don't like the old Dreadnoughts. Let me see something.
The battlefield more alive.
Yeah, it really does. Let me go and try to find the other sister bulletin to see if I can find the... Like, they have her, and she looks okay, aside from that, like, really weird face. Let's see. Where is this Seraphim? Vehicle details, no. We're looking for, yeah, the Seraphim first look. But it's like, look at that Seraphim. Look at that Seraphim. Looks amazing. And again, she has gloves on. I'm still trying to figure out what the gloves are. Like, they're actual gloves. That's so weird. That's a new aesthetic on them. It's like they... I guess they've always had something similar to that. Weird.
Now
But
my
like,
question is... Good. Sorry.
This looks amazing. This doesn't. This looks heavily armored, ready for fighting. This doesn't. This looks intense and emphasizes the female figure while at the same time bringing on a combat-efficient warrior. This doesn't. This looks like a powerful female character. This looks like a background character that's not fully drawn. Like, this looks like one of the... You know those scenes in anime where you have one of the characters that's highly detailed when you look at them at first, and then when they're in, like, slightly back of you, they have no detail at all?
Yeah.
It's that. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know. I'm disappointed in the Retributors. But I'm happy with the rest of the Sisters of Battle. So I think if, I skip the Retributors, I'm okay with that. Which kind of sucks because that's a huge amount of heavy weapons that I'd be missing out on. But if this is the Retributor, I don't want it. And I plan to buy probably close to 5,000-6,000 points of Sisters upon release. And I think I'm going to skip this one. Let's see. Also, building miniatures in the same pose as others makes building a tad faster. It does, but they lose a little bit. I'm really excited about the Cherub, though. I think that's a cool addition for this Retributor squad. Yeah. I don't know. I was going to make this video nice and short. That was pretty much all I wanted to talk about, was that I'm not too excited about them. I think it's cool, but overall, I don't like the aesthetic of the new Retributor kit. I think it looks under-armored. I don't think it looks powerful enough, and honestly, it looks as so... Those are baby DeVitos, not Cherubs. Okay, baby DeVitos. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please comment in the comment section down below. Tell me your thoughts, as well as checking out all the links in the description. You can follow me on all sorts of social media, as well as Patreon. It goes a long way to helping out the channel. You should totally check it out. Anyway, guys, I'm pretty much going to end this one here. As always, I'm Egoqueenalexis. I love you guys. Bye. Ah. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button. Wow, this is very awkward. I hit the wrong buttons. Hang on.